Okay, so some students have asked for a tutorial on the keystrokes that we used to select random digits between 1 and 6. So if you remember from class, we were rolling dice, and instead of rolling dice, we're going to use our calculator. So the first thing we did was clear the memory. So that's second, and then we go into the memory. We reset it. That is 7, 1, and then 2. And then you should get this little RAM cleared sign right here, and that lets you know that all of the memory has been erased. So don't do this if you have programs and things you want to keep in your calculator. Okay, the next thing we did is we learned how to use, we hit the math button and we go into the probability function, which is right here, and we have different choices. The first one is to select random integers. Okay, now before we did this, if you remember, we cleared the memory and everybody got the same answers. So in order to guarantee that we all don't get the same answers, we're actually going to use the rand function. We're going to put a number into there. So I said select your favorite 2-digit number. Really, it could be any number that you use. So let me clear out. I'm just going to use 88 this time. Store it into rand. So we hit math, go to the left twice, and then hit choice 1. Which is random integer, and when you hit that, it just says 88. And remember, we're doing this because your calculator has a page of complete numbers in it, and we were all in the same place in that page. So in order to make sure that we're all in different places and getting random numbers that aren't synchronized with each other, we need to pick a number and then put it into rand. It really doesn't matter what that number is, as long as it's different for everybody. So that being said, now I want to select some random digits, so I'll clear this. So we have a nice clear screen. I'll hit math, go over to probability again. I'm going to choose random integer. And if your calculator is up to date, you'll get this screen where you can select the lowest number, the highest number, and then how many numbers you want to select from that. And remember, we chose 30 because that represented 30 students going in and randomly guessing, which cup was different out of 3. We hit the paste button. And we get this expression right here. So this will choose, if I hit enter, it will choose 30 random digits between 1 and 6. Now, if you remember, we wanted to put those in a list, and we wanted to sort that list to make our life a little easier because we were checking for 1s and 2s. If you roll the dice, a 1 and a 2 represented they got the correct choice when they chose which of the 3 were different, kind of summarizing here. But here's how we can do that. I'm going to scroll up and grab this random integer again. And I'm going to hit enter, and that'll bring it down. What I need to do is store that into a list. So I hit the store button, which is over here. And then I choose second and L1. That will store the 30 numbers into list 1. And while I'm here, I'm just going to scroll up. And I'll do it again for a different list, maybe L2. I'll just change that to L2. And lastly, I'll do it a third time with L3. And that'll give me 3. I asked you to do 3 simulations in class. Right there, we did the 3 simulations pretty quickly where we put all 30 random digits into 3 different lists. But now I want to sort those lists to help me count the 1s and 2s. It'll just be a little bit easier. So I'm going to hit stat and choose choice 2, which is sort ascending. We can sort it ascending or sort it descending, but we want to sort it ascending. And so first I will sort L1, then I'll go back up, I'll grab it, then I'll sort L2, and then finally L3. Okay, so my lists have been sorted. The numbers have been put into a list and sorted. So to get to those numbers, I hit the stat button, and then I can hit enter. Now remember, as I look down the lists, they've been sorted for me. I'm looking for 1s and 2s. In my first list, I can tell because it says L1 with a 6 that I'm in the 6th row. That means there are 6 1s and 2s. So for L1, it would be 6. For L2, you got to make sure that you're on the very last 2. That would be 11. So we have a 6, we have 11, and we have another 11. I can tell because it's right there in the same row. And that is how we selected 30 digits and then sorted them in the calculator. Good luck to you.